What's up, my friends? Rabil, the Holistic Renegade here, and welcome to this little restore and resilience flow. This is what I spend the middle half of my program, Men's Yoga Transformation, working on when it comes to the physical practice with my dudes, my yogi warriors who come into that program. This class is rooted in what's called Hatha Yoga. That root word of the word Hatha, Hat, means forceful. Hatha Yoga is hardcore. And what you see when you go into a standard yoga class is a variation of Hatha Yoga called Vinyasa, which is flow. In Hatha, we're going to hold the postures for a little bit longer so we can cultivate alignment through proper muscular activation. And by doing that, create alignment through our entire body and help us mitigate aches, pains, and the challenges that we face as a byproduct of our sedentary lifestyle. Today we're going to really focus on a posture that's called Warrior Two. It's one of the sexiest postures in yoga. You definitely know what it is. I know that you've seen it, because if you see any yoga marketing that's out there, you have seen the Warrior Two position. So we're going to learn that position and everything that goes into it today. So strap in and have an excellent time. If you require any props, blocks, blankets, pillows, anything like that, please grab it now. My rule is that I'd rather you be safe than sorry. I'd rather you be in comfortable alignments than something that's going to cause damage in your body. And if you're not sure, go grab some of that stuff now. And when you're ready, we're going to get into this flow. So we're going to begin today laying flat on your back. And once you are there, planting your feet, bending your knees. My son is out on a walk. He brought me his matching hat today, so I'm wearing that hat in honor of my boy. Once your feet are planted, your knees are bent, walking the inner edges of your feet together and just allowing your thighs to fall open out to the sides, joining the inner edges, not the inner edges, but the soles of your feet. You may feel a big amount of lengthening happening on the inner thighs. And if you feel like there's too much strain inside the hip joint, then take some of those pillows or blocks and put them underneath the outer edges of your thighs, just to prop your legs up a little bit higher, right above that point of tension where you're like, hey, I'm going to tear something. And while you're here, wiggle your rib cage up away from your hips. You can set your hands down by your sides or even on top of your thighs. I invite you to close your eyes. Start breathing just a little bit longer and a little bit deeper than usual. Breathing without any force, without any tension. Just smooth and long and deep. Feeling your belly rise and expand as you breathe in. Just feeling it relax on your out breath. Feeling any tension you're holding on to in your neck and shoulders relaxing with each out breath. Starting to pull your breath from your belly up into the back of your rib cage. Like your ribs could press you up away from the mat. As you exhale, see if you can relax your rib cage and then feel your belly fall. Following this breath wave here. It's called our 3-part breath in yoga, from the belly through the ribs up to the heart. Feeling your breath flowing so deeply through your throat, it's almost like it's flowing through your heart. Notice how as you do that, there's a little sound like a wave in the distance. It's called our Ujjayi breath. Trying to stay with this long, and relaxed breath throughout our entire practice today. Just for one moment, bring your hands towards your knees. It's okay if you don't touch them. Don't sit up to get there. Just bring them towards them. I want you to paint a line from the inside edges of your knees to the outside of your hips, like where your pockets are. Almost like you're going to grab your own booty. And then bring your hands towards your knees again. And paint that line towards your outer hips. This is external rotation. This is what we're going to work on in Warrior 2 today. And see if you can muscularly create that same rotation. Like you can pull those muscles from the insides of your knees towards your outer hips, spinning your legs open a little bit more. And then as you exhale, relax. Bring your hands to the outer edges of your thighs. Use the strength of your arms to bring your legs together. Ooh. Walk your feet away from each other. Let your knees rest into each other. Just breathe in here. Feeling the after effect of that butterfly. It's called a reclined butterfly, which is really setting us up for our Warrior 2 today. And when you're ready, making your way over to hands and knees. And then sitting your butt back towards your heels. You can bring your big toes together here. Hands planted on the mat. Taking a big inhale. I'll flip my head around. And as you exhale, try to zip your belly button in. You can often feel this by making a little metal singer sound or a cat vomit sound. It'll help you zip your front ribs in. Once you've done that, try to lay down over your thighs. Creep your fingertips out long overhead. Back to the 3-part breath. As you creep your fingertips out, feel that length, that traction through your shoulders. Ground through the balls of your fingers. Imagine an egg underneath the heel of your palms. Don't smush the egg, but contact it. And imagine you could dome your arms here, like you could just lift your elbows towards the sky. Feel the depth in your shoulders. And you might be able to get more length by creeping your fingertips further. Feel how cool that is to feel your joint actually organized. And our chest tends to be tight here, so imagine a rubber band around your elbows, squeezing them together, and press out into the rubber band. Stretch it gently. Feel that space underneath your underarms starting to activate. This is what we want to create through the shoulders, whether we're reaching overhead or out to the sides. Stretch the mat apart between your knees. Feel your hips working again, just like we did in that butterfly at the end. And when you're ready, use the strength of your arms to pull yourself forward to hands and knees. Tabletop. And just to have a little bit of fun, dig your toes under, stretch back into your feet. You sit your weight back a little bit. And while we're here, ground into your left palm. Imagine there's a rubber band inside your left wrist. Grab that with your right hand and pull that towards your right cheek like you're pulling a bow. Your right elbow will point towards the sky. Big inhale here. Press the floor away with your left elbow. Exhale to hold it. Now inhale, reach your right arm up for the sky. It's called an open arm twist. Same shape we're going to do in Warrior 2. And as you exhale, you're going to reach through the gap underneath your left arm. It's called threading the needle. Pressing the back of your right arm down into the mat. Keep stretching the mat apart between your knees. Feel your hips stable. And as you inhale here, press down with your right arm, trying to deepen that twist. As you exhale, relax it. Feel free to wiggle around. Feel that stretch. Maybe you can reach further through. Big inhale, press down. Big exhale and relax. One more time. Big inhale, pressing down. Big exhale, letting it go. Grounding into your left palm. Inhale back into that bow pull. Pulling that band from your left wrist towards your right cheek. Pointing your right elbow towards the sky. Reach your right arm up towards the sky. And exhale, plant your right hand down to the mat. Pause here. Don't move, just breathe. Notice the after effect of that posture. That breath and alignment, a breath and activation that created alignment. Now grounding into your right palm through the ball of your fingers. Don't smush the egg underneath your right palm. Pull the rubber band from your right wrist towards your left cheek like you're pulling a bow Point your left elbow towards the sky. Stretch the mat apart between your knees. Notice how that changes your hips, and press the floor away from your right arm. Big inhale, reach your left arm for the sky, just extending that bow pull. Then exhale to thread the needle, reaching through the gap here. Press the back of your left arm into the mat. Yours probably will not look like mine, that's okay. I've been doing this for many years now. Big inhale, press down with your left arm, trying to deepen the twist. And exhale to relax. Take any wiggles that you need. Inhale, pressing down. Exhale to relax. One more time. Inhale to press, deepening your twist. Exhale, relax. Planting through your right palm. Inhale, pulling into that bow pull again. Stretch the mat between your knees, stabilize your hips. Reach through your left arm, press through your right. And exhale to plant your left arm to the mat. Pause here. Notice, what do I feel after that breath? The activation, the alignment. Now what we're going to do, you can do this from your right palm. You can also come down to your right forearm. Bringing your right forearm down to the mat. And try to turn your palm up. Your fingertips are pointing towards the front of your mat. From here, we're going to make our way down onto your right hip. Send your right leg out long. Keep your left leg bent. It's just like it's doing that butterfly shape again. Press down into the mat through the sole of your left foot, especially through your big toe. Don't let that come up off of the mat. And press your left thigh back, just like we did in that butterfly. You can feel your left glute working. Pressing down through your right arm. Notice how you can lift out of that shoulder. If you sag into it, that's your arm bone literally coming out of your shoulder joint. It's gross, don't do that. Press the floor away from your left foot, your right forearm, and now the outside of your right foot, feel your right hip working. Press your hips up off the floor. This is a side plank. Try to zip your rib cage back in. Left hand can come to your hip. Or you can imagine doing that bow pull again, pointing your left elbow towards the sky and even extending through your left hand. Just 5 breaths here. Press the floor away from the outer edge of your right foot. Butterfly through your left leg. Ground through your right shoulder. Press down through your right hand. And after all 5 breaths, gently, without sagging into your right shoulder, set your right hip down. And roll back to tabletop. Without shaking anything out, just notice, how do I feel after that breath, activation, and alignment? And now when you're ready, coming down to your left forearm, turning your left palm up if you can. If you can't, that's okay. And then making your way down onto your left hip. Planting the sole of your right foot on the mat. Grounding through the inner edge of your right foot. And pressing your right thigh out just like your butterfly. With your left shoulder, press the floor away. No sagging into your shoulder. Don't let the arm bone come out of that meat joint there. Straightening your left leg out. Press into the outer edge of your left foot. As you inhale, press down through your forearm, your right foot and your left foot, lifting your hips up. Try to zip your front ribs in. Do that bow pull with the right arm. Right elbow's pressing for the sky. And then reaching up for the sky with that arm if it feels right. Butterfly with your right leg. Press the floor away with your left. Ground it through your right or your left shoulder, which means you're pressing the floor away. And after all 5 breaths, gently release back to the mat. Keep that shoulder organized. Rolling back to tabletop. Pause here. What do you feel? To get into our Warrior 2 position, it takes a lot of work through the hips and the shoulders. That's why we're taking this maybe weird warm-up for you today. And now the next thing that we'll do is we'll step your right foot forward in between your hands, right to the center of the mat there. Good job. Point your left toes back. And then we're going to externally rotate that left hip. Remember, that's spinning your left hip out. We're going to do that until your left shin is parallel to the mat. That means it's across now. Walking your hands to the left side of the mat. Right knee still pointing towards the front. While we're here, spread your right toes out. Press down through the inner edge of your right foot. And lunge deep into that right knee. You're going to feel a whole lot happening in here. Ground through your left shin. You might be beyond perpendicular to the mat. Now that's okay. And imagine pressing the floor away with your left shin, like you're trying to stretch the mat backwards. Feel your hips working now. Walk your hands up, right hand to the right thigh, left hand to the left, sitting up nice and tall. A few big breaths here. 5, trying to lunge deeper into your right knee. Work like the butterfly with both legs, like you're pulling the muscles from the inner thighs and the inner knees towards your pockets, towards your butt. And now, just like you did in side plank, with both hands, actually bring your hands in front of your chest and do a double bow pull. Elbows out to the sides, and then reach your arms out to the sides. Like with your right hand, you're pressing the front of the room away. With the left, you're pressing the back of the room away. Turn your palms down so they're facing the floor. Try to zip your belly in. Look out over your right fingertips. 5 breaths here. A little kneeling warrior 2. This is a wonderful position to open your hips and cultivate strength there. And after all 5 breaths, bring your hands back down in front of you. It's not the front of the mat, it's the left side mat. Unwinding back to the front of the mat. Hands surround your right foot. Unwind your left hip. And sweep your right knee back to meet the left in tabletop. Whew! Just feel the blood flow coming back in. What do you feel as a result of that breath and alignment and activation? Through this work, we're cultivating relaxed resilience. So in stressful situations, through our breath, we're able to keep our body relaxed and we can respond rather than reacting. And think about where you could use that in the rest of your life. When you're ready, step your left foot through in between your hands, center of the mat. Spreading your toes out, press down through your left big toe. And then we're going to externally rotate your right hip. So we're going to spin that right hip to opening your hips towards the right side of the mat, walking your hands back towards the center of the mat. Left knee, left toe still pointing forward. Right shin perpendicular to the mat or beyond that. Lunging deep into that left hip as you press the mat backwards with your right shin. Feel that right hip working. From here, hands come up to the left thigh and the right thigh. You're sitting up nice and tall. Work like your butterfly. Work to stretch those legs open. Big inhale, nice and tall through your rib cage. Breathe it up away from your hips and zip your rib cage in. Double bow pull towards your cheeks and then reach your arms out, pressing the front and back side of the room away. Just like your side plank, press through your shoulders. Palms facing the floor. Look out over your left fingertips. 5 big breaths here. Notice as your torso leaning forward, pull it back. We want a straight line from your tailbone to the top of your head. After all 5 breaths, release your hands down in front of your legs, walking back to the front of your mat, surrounding your left foot, unwinding your right, and sweeping your left knee back to meet the right in your tabletop. Notice the after effects here. Whew, without moving, just what is happening in the body. Through breathing in these positions, we're cultivating that relaxed resilience. And what appears to be effortless effort, by using your breath, you reduce the strain on your body and the drain of that strain. From here, digging your toes under. Stretch the mat apart between your feet and your knees. Feel your hips. Ground into the palms, just like we've practiced. Imagine the rubber band squeezing your elbows together. Press out, stretch that rubber band gently. Feel how your shoulders, there's space now. Press the floor away from your arms. And do the metal singer, zip your rib cage in. Gaze lifted. Inhale, float your knees up off the mat. This is called beast. And exhale, lift your hips up and back to the shape of a triangle. It's called downward facing dog. Keep your knees bent for me. Ground through the balls of your fingers, heels to your palms are light. Don't smush the egg. Child's pose arms, that means we have length by pressing away. Depth by just doming the elbows. And our stability by stretching the rubber band. Try to lift all 10 toes up. Still in the balls of your feet, then set your toes down gently. Stretch the mat apart between your feet. Feel your hips. Stretch the rubber band on your knees. Hello, more hips. Lift your tailbone high. Finally, zip your rib cage in. And try to keep this neutrality through your spine as you tiptoe your feet forward until they're right by your hands and underneath your hips into a half forward fold. See if you can bring your feet a little bit closer together, about 1 to 2 fists apart, right underneath your hips. Big toes, second, third toes pointing straight ahead, heels point straight back. Stretch the mat apart between your heels. Feel the hips working again, just like we just did in downward facing dog. There's a rubber band squeezing your knees together. Stretch that rubber band, press out. Hello, hips. Get long through your spine, tailbones lifted, chest, heart gazing or lifted, and try to zip your rib cage in. You can even reach your arms back if that helps you extend through the back without rounding over. Use the strength of your legs to inhale you up to standing, and exhale, release your arms down by your sides. It's called mountain pose, Tadasana. Still active through your legs. Toes are light like we just practiced in downward dog. Mat stretched, rubber band stretched. Feel how it even makes you taller when you do that. Imagine there's a coat hanger at the bottom of your shoulder blades as you inhale, lifting the rib cage up away from the hips, and as you exhale, metal singer, rib cage zipped in. Turn your palms out to the side, stretch your chest open. Take a breath there. And as you exhale, turn your palms back to face your body. Keep your chest stretched open, but notice how your shoulder blades are kind of squeezed together. Now imagine a rubber band behind your back. It's squeezing your elbows together. Stretch out into that rubber band. Stretch that rubber band. Feel the space opening up between your shoulder blades. Inhale, your gaze lifts, looking up over a horizon. And exhale, Tadasana. This is your full mountain pose. I challenge you to stand like this all the time. It's going to be some work. As we inhale, reach your arms up for the sky, upward hands. And as you exhale, zip your front ribs back in. Legs are still active. Stretch your fingertips away. Stretch the skin of your palms. Inhales, reaching for the sky. Exhale, zip your rib cage in. Just like we did in child's pose. Getting the length by reaching, the depth by doming the elbows back, and the stability by stretching the rubber band. All of a sudden, just by doing those 3 things, I can reach higher, which is kind of crazy. Let's address our spine a little bit. Big inhale, ground through your left foot. As you exhale, take a little right side bend. You can even grab your left wrist. Let's take 5 breaths, breathing into the left side of your rib cage. Try to keep all that activation in alignment, especially that rib cage zip. Inhale back to center, zip everything back in. And exhale, take a little left side bend. You can even take the right wrist in your left hand. Legs active, rib cage zipped. This is probably feeling like work now. There's a lot of little activation going on that's creating some awesome alignment for you. Yeah, it's not the fast-paced, flowy, sexy shit that you see in vinyasa, but this is what you need to be really good at that and to get the most out of it. Inhaling back to center, and exhale, releasing your arms to your sides. Mountain pose, still active. If Agnieszka, my teacher right here, she would say there's no relaxing in yoga. She stopped our yoga teacher training just to remind me, because I said, relax. She said, there's no relaxing here. This is work, guys. When you're ready, ground into your right foot. Inhale your arms up towards the sky. And exhale, zip your rib cage in. Inhale your left knee up towards your chest. Single leg mountain. And on your next exhale, take a big long step back into a lunge. Ground it into the ball of your left foot. Notice your ankle, is it collapsing out or in? Can we get it right over the center of your foot? Left leg is strong. Imagine somebody trying to buckle your knee. Press back into their hand gently without locking your knee. Ground through the inner edge of your right foot, just like we did in the Kneeling Warrior 2, and try and lunge deeper, as deep as you can go without your right heel coming up. Arms are lifted here, ribcage zipped, and this is called Crescent Lunge. Ashta Chandrasana, just 5 breaths. And after all 5 breaths, hinge over your right foot. That's bringing your weight there. And exhale, stepping your left foot forward to meet your right. Big inhale, nice and tall. Exhale, lowering your arms to the sides. Tadasana. You're still working through the legs. But if you want to shake and bounce a little bit, you can. It's work. No relaxing in yoga. Contrary to what many people believe. Lifting your toes up, shifting your weight back. Setting your legs up again, gently. Stretch the mat apart between your heels. Stretch the rubber band on your knees. Inhale the rib cage up and away. Zip the front ribs in. Stretch your chest and your back body open. Looking up over the horizon. Inhale, your arms lift, reaching for the sky. And exhale, zip your rib cage in. Shifting over to your left foot. Inhale your right knee up towards your chest. Single leg mountain. Take a breath here. Big in-breath. As you exhale, stepping back into that long lunge again. Grounded in the ball of your right foot. Check your ankle. Is it rolling out, in, or is it over your foot? Don't let somebody buckle your knee back there. Press back into them. Feel your glute without locking your knee. Ground through the inner edge of your left foot. Lunge deep into this. Imagine that butterfly that we did a moment ago. Do that with your left leg, like you're pulling the muscles from the inside of your left knee towards your outer left hip. Just 5 breaths in your crescent lunge here. Let's work. Inhale, leaning forward over your left foot. Take the weight there. Exhale, stepping your right foot forward to meet the left. Inhaling tall, upward hands. Exhale, arms down by the sides. Tadasana, mountain. Whew, yeah. All right. Taking a few breaths here. Resting but not relaxing. Agnieszka would be proud. Next, we're going to visit a little standing balance with external rotation to get you ready for Warrior 2. If you want to, inhale your arms up for the sky. If that doesn't work, hands to heart center or by your sides, airplane, whatever works for you. Regardless of what I'm doing, make it work in your body. We're totally different people. Inhale and arms lift or bring them wherever you need to. And exhale, zip your ribcage in. Ground into your right foot. Inhale, left knee up towards the chest. Single leg mountain. Now, just with your left leg, externally rotate, spinning it open like you're doing a single leg butterfly here. And bring the sole of your left foot against your right leg, wherever that is. Maybe it's down on your ankle, your shin, your thigh. Work through both legs to spin open like your butterfly. It's called tree, Shavasana. Press your legs into each other. Feel your legs working. Just 5 breaths and everything. After your fifth breath, inhale to spin your left leg back to center. And exhale, set your left foot down. Big inhale, upward hands. Stretch tall. And exhale, release your arms down to your sides. 5 little breaths here. Do me a favor. Relax your jaw. Relax your tongue from the roof of your mouth. Anytime you notice you're clenching there or pushing your tongue into the roof of your mouth, relax it. Notice how the bone structure of your jaw looks just like your pelvis. The muscles that are tight in your mouth will also be tight in your pelvic floor. That's going to limit your hip stability and mobility and actually screw up your ability to breathe and your sexual health. So don't do that. Back to mountain. Inhale, arms lift or bring them wherever is right for you. Exhale, zip the belly in or the rib cage. Shifting your weight onto your left foot. Inhale your left knee up, single leg mountain. And exhale, spinning your right hip open into that butterfly shape. Bring the sole of your right foot against your left leg wherever it needs to go. Press the legs into each other. Press the floor away from your left hip so there's no sagging here. Spinning your legs open like butterfly. As I said, only 5 breaths. Relax your mouth. Use the breath to lift your rib cage. Get depth and length through your shoulders. After your 5th breath, inhale, unwinding your right leg back to center, single leg mountain. Exhale, set your right foot down. Inhale, tall. Exhale, arms release to the sides. Tadasana, mountain. If you decide you want to shake here, go for it. I think I got a fly in my leg, I'm itching. Oh yeah, getting ready now because we are about to go to Warrior 2. Remember how we did it on the mat? We are in that lunge setup. We spun the back hip open. Shin perpendicular to the mat. We're going to do the same thing. You're just standing now. It's no different. Your shoulders are ready. When you're ready, inhaling arms reach for the sky. And exhale, zip your rib cage in. Inhale, grounding into your right foot, lifting your left knee towards the chest. And exhale, take a big step back into your lunge. Set it up. Walk your right foot to the center of the mat, just like we practiced. Get a leaf off your mat if you got that. Big in-breath. As you exhale, spiral your left heel down. This is that opening up to the left side of the mat. Really press down to the outer edge of your left foot, and just like we practiced kneeling, press that mat back like you're stretching it backwards. Right leg, ground through the inner edge of your right foot, butterfly that leg. We're pulling it open. Torso, heart open to the left side of the mat. Big inhale, bow pull both sides. Reach your arms out to the sides. And exhale, look out over your right fingertips. This is your warrior two. Are you leaning forward? Pull it back. Forget about the future. Focus on the now. Lunging deep into your right knee without losing the grounding in the back of your left foot. Only 5 breaths today. After all 5 breaths, inhale, straightening into your right knee. Reach your arms for this guy. Exhale, bring your palms to heart center. Now we're going to spin back into our lunge. How are we going to do that? Big inhale, lunge into your right knee. Big exhale, spin to the ball of your left foot, back to face the front of the mat. Inhale, leaning over your right foot. We already practiced this. Exhale, stepping both feet together. Big inhale, nice and tall. Maybe your hands are at your heart, maybe they're overhead. Exhale, releasing your arms to the sides, mountain. Not so bad for a warrior two. Nice job. We're going to take the left side now. Inhale, arms lift, bringing them to wherever you are going to take them. Exhale, zip your ribcage in. Grounding into your left foot as you inhale, right knee towards the chest. And exhale, big step back into your lunge. Walk your left foot to the center of the mat. Big in-breath. Exhale, spiral your right heel down. It's perpendicular to the mat now. Opening your hips, opening your heart to the right side of the mat. Stretch the back of the mat backwards like you're pushing with the outer edge of your right foot. Feel your right hip. Ground through the inner edge of your left foot. Butterfly that left leg. Inhale, double bow pull, pulling your elbows towards the front and back of the room. And reach those arms out. Exhale, palms face the floor, zip your ribcage in. Lunge in deep, looking out over your left fingertips. 5 breaths here. Stretch the mat, butterfly the legs. Press like you're doing your side plank through your arms, and belly zipped. Inhale, lifting your arms or bringing them to the heart. And exhale to unwind back towards the front of the mat. Crescent lunge, hello. Inhale, lean over your left foot. Exhale, stepping your feet together. Big in breath, nice and tall, upward hands. And exhale, releasing your arms to the sides. Whew. Breathe in here. Mountain, you are strong like a mountain warrior. Agnieszka, there's no rest in yoga. We're going to do this one more time, just to have fun. My challenge for you, effortless effort, use your breath. Relax, resilience. Even though it hurts, you feel that fire. That's why I call this restore through activation and resilience, breath and stress phase. Use your breath to cultivate your relaxed resilience. Here we go. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, zip your ribcage in. Bring your hands wherever you're going to take them. Ground into your right foot. Inhale, your left knee nice and high. Exhale, big step back into your lunge. Wiggle your right foot to the center of the mat. Big inhale. Exhale, spiral your left heel down, opening up to the left side of the mat. Stretch the mat with the outer edge of your left foot. Butterfly through both legs. Press down to the inner edge of your right foot. Inhale, double bow pull towards the front and back of the room. Reaching your arms out. And exhale, lunge in deep. Looking out over your right fingertips. 5 breaths plus 5, so total 10. Am I leaning? Pull it back. Zip your ribcage in. Butterfly the legs. Stretch the mat. Relax your mouth. Think about your poor pelvic floor. How many breaths are we on right now? I don't know. After all 10 breaths, inhale, arms lift. Exhale, unwind back into your crescent lunge. Oh yeah. Inhale, leaning forward over your right foot. Exhale, stepping it together. Big in-breath, nice and tall. Exhale, release your arms down to the sides. Relaxing. But not relaxing. You remember, no relaxing in yoga. Resting here. Still work. When you're ready, inhale, arms lift. Exhale, zip your ribcage in. Hands going wherever you need to take them. Shifting into your left foot. Inhale, right knee lifts towards the chest. Exhale, taking a big step back into your lunge. Arrange your feet, center of the mat. Big inhale. Exhale, spiraling your right heel down, opening up to the right side of the mat. Ground through the outer edge of the right foot. Stretch the mat. Butterfly both legs. Ground through your left big toe. Front or inner edge of that left foot. Inhale, double bow pull with your arms. Press the arms out like your side plank. And exhale, lunging deep, looking out over your left fingertips. Just 10 breaths. Where are you leaning with your torso? Smile. Relax resilience. Breathe. Effortless effort. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, unwind to the front of the mat. Crescent lunge. Hello. Inhale, leaning forward over your left leg. Exhale, stepping both legs together, front of the mat. Inhale, upward hands. And exhale, fold over your legs. Give your legs a big hug. Oh, hello, self. Full forward fold here. Gently stretch the mat between your heels. Stretch the knee rubber band. Imagine a weight connect to the top of your head, pulling your head down towards the mat. You can even grab opposite elbows and just hang out here. Uttanasana, forward fold. It's a beauty. When you're ready, plant your hands, stepping your legs back to downward facing dog. We're going to take 5 breaths here. Bent knees, toes light, mat stretched. Stretch the rubber bands on your knees and elbows. Child's pose arms, it's the length, the doming, the depth, and the stability stretching the rubber band there. Zip your rib cage in. When you're ready, releasing down to your knees. Sitting back for that child's pose again. Taking a big breath and let it go. Relax here. Just 5 breaths. When you're ready, making your way to tabletop. And then flipping onto your booty, onto your butt. We're going to address some stuff that we didn't really address through our flow today. Some internal rotation in the hips, a little bit of twisting. Sitting in the shape of an L. Both legs out long. Trying to lift your toes like you could touch your shins. And notice if your feet are on an angle, try to resist through the inner edges of your feet. So your feet would be flat if they're on the ground. Imagine someone's foot is against the back of your hips. Try and tilt away from that. And press the floor away with your arms like you're doing a dip. Zip your front ribs in. Stretch your chest, open. And the back body, stretching the rubber band around your elbows. Let that go. Bending into your left knee. You can plant the sole of your left foot. And then let that left leg open out to the sides, just like that butterfly shape we've been working on. Sole your left foot against the inner edge of your right leg. Inhale, sitting nice and tall here. As you exhale, tilting forward over your right leg. It might be a real little tilt. You might be able to bring your hands to your foot. Don't force yourself in with anything. Big inhales and exhales here. Strength through your legs pressed down. Hello, mama, doggy, boy, see the matching hat. Length through your spine, and as you exhale, relaxing into, inviting yourself deeper into it here. Here we do get to let go a little bit. Try to stay grounded through your right leg, pressing down. Butterfly through your left. That's the strength. Long through your spine. So make sure you can still breathe. If you're like, I'm breathless in my belly, then you're too far into it. Come out of it. And as you exhale, just try and release a little bit deeper into it. That exhale simulates your relaxation response. And if we can allow our body to melt into it a little bit, we can actually get more out of this stretchy yin portion of today's class. Relax your mouth, your teeth, your tongue. Just breathe. When you're ready, sitting up nice and tall. And in the best way for you, keeping your legs as close to this position as possible, making your way down to your back. We'll flip our hats around so my boy and I are opposite. When you're ready, inhale, spinning your left leg in so you can point your left knee towards the sky. Take your right hand to your left knee. You might have to lift your left foot up. Taking a big in-breath. Ground through your left shoulder blade. And as you exhale, releasing your left leg across to the right-hand side. Little supine twist. You even reach your left arm out. Most people will tell you, look out towards your left arm. I'm not going to tell you that. I want you to look wherever your heart is pointing. You might decide to scoot your right hip back a little bit to try to stack your hips. And just feel your breath flowing the left side of your rib cage here. Don't force anything. Feel those inhales. Feel your body releasing, relaxing on your exhales. Just noticing what you're encountering here in your body. Where do you feel the lengthening, the tightness, the stiffness? The breath. Noticing what you notice here, or what comes into your awareness in your mind, where your thoughts go, stories. And when you're ready, gently unwinding back to center, planting your left foot down the mat. In any way that feels right for you, making your way back up to the seated position. Sending both legs out long, sitting like an L. Sitting nice and tall. Grounded through your left leg, untucked through your pelvis. Bending into your right knee, plant the sole of your right foot. Let your right hip open to the side like the butterfly. Sole of your right foot comes somewhere to the inner edge of your left leg. Untuck your butt. Inhale, press down through your legs, long through your spine. As you exhale, starting to tilt forward over your left leg. Fingertips can come down to the mat, your shin, even your foot, without trying to force yourself into it. Remember, strong legs, long spine, free breath. If you can't breathe in the belly, you are too far into it. Come out a little bit, even if you want more. Big inhales. Releasing exhales. You have a guest teacher here. What do you notice in your body? Where's the tension? Where's the freedom? What do you notice in your mind? What about the emotions? That's just an urge to act, to react, to get out, to do. Just watching it rather than reacting to it. When you're ready, inhaling, sitting up nice and tall again. Trying to keep your legs organized like this as you exhale, releasing down to your back. Once you're there, inhaling, spinning your right hip in, right knee pointing towards the sky. Taking your left hand to your right knee, you might float your right foot up. Grounding through your right shoulder blade, and as you exhale, release, and your left thigh over to the right hand, or your right thigh over the left hand side. Little supine twist here. And you backwards. Maybe you scoot that left hip back a little bit. Stack your hips. Maybe you don't. Just taking some big flowing breaths, letting your breath breathe you. Noticing the breath on the right side of your rib cage and how this side is just a little bit different than the left. When you are ready, gently unwinding back to center. As you exhale, just let your hips rest there for a moment. Send your right leg out long to meet your left. To our final posture of the day here, your Shavasana. This is where you get to relax. Taking a big inhale. As you exhale, just let it go. Just letting yourself sink into the mat. I invite you to close your eyes. Just letting the breath breathe you like little ocean waves rolling into your lungs, right back out. Imagining what it would be like to relax through your forehead and your jaw. Even the tiniest muscles around your ears. Feeling your ear canals relaxing and deepening towards the back of your mouth. Imagining that relaxation spreading out throughout your teeth, your tongue, filling up your entire head. And your breath flowing so deeply through your throat that you can almost feel it in your heart. Imagining melting any stress, any tension out of your neck, your shoulders, your belly, and your hands. Anywhere else that you feel it, down into the earth. Like the core of the earth is pulling you down with just a little bit extra gravity right now. Your heart feels so light, so free, it's almost like it's floating above your chest. Just allowing yourself to go wherever you need to go. When you're ready, inhale, reaching your arms out overhead, taking a big long stretch from fingertips to toes. And exhale, curling your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a big hug. When you're ready, gently rolling onto your right hand side, curling your knees in towards your chest, giving yourself a big hug. And resting your head on your arm. Feeling the breath flowing in the top side of your rib cage. The heaviness of your body resting into the mat. Only when you feel complete here, making your way up to a seated position, any seated position. As we close today's practice, untucking your butt and any bunched up skin, your ankles, your shins, long through your spine, chest and back body open. So notice how you feel at the end of this entire practice. Inhaling your arms out to the sides, all the way up overhead. And exhale, bring your palms together and to heart center. Considering how you can carry this energy with you throughout the rest of your day, and maybe even your week. In Sanskrit, Shanti means peace. I say Om Shanti to you. Light within me recognizes and celebrates the light within you. As we say in yoga, Namaste. Excellent job today. Thank you so much for being here. Please drop in the comments. Let me know how this went for you. Remember, these postures are about making them work in your body. It's okay if they don't look like mine do. They may never look like mine do. Mine may never look as good as yours do. It's about making the alignment work in your body through proper muscular activation, all based on the solid foundation that we put together today. Enjoy practicing your Warrior 2 this week. My challenge for you is practice it. Pop into it throughout the day. Notice what you feel. How you open stuff up. And that is really it. This, again, was a restoring muscular activation, and resilience, cultivating relaxed resilience through our breath practice that we spent about 5 weeks on inside of Men's Yoga Transformation. And really, we deep dive into each of the postures so that you feel like a pro walking out the other side of it. You can pop into any yoga class and own your posture at the right pace inside of your body rather than fast-paced, willy-nilly, wacky waving, inflatable arm flailing tube man style yoga. I don't want that. I want you to feel confident and strong. So if you enjoyed this, again, drop in the comments, share this with your friends, and thank you so very much for being here. And if you're like, hey, Mental Yoga Transformation sounds cool, I want to go deeper into this, I want to learn meditation, breath work, the yogi code, the warrior's code of honor that goes with yoga, then drop it in my comments, let me know, and I will reach out to you. You get a special message from me. Thanks again. Have an amazing day. Bye.